Man, I'm telling you, if you had Nick Fury and Deadpool switch actors, meaning Ryan Reynolds played Fury and Sam Jackson played Deadpool, you have Hitman's Bodyguard. A couple days ago, I saw Hitman's Bodyguard. I'll just say right off the bat, the movie was fucking great. It was a fantastic fucking movie. I was laughing at the times that they wanted me to laugh, and I was enjoying the action at the times that they wanted me to enjoy the action at least a little bit. I was enjoying it a lot. It was a great fucking movie. Stars Ryan Reynolds, Samuel L. Jackson. Those are two very famous stars. And you have lesser known stars. The one that I recognize is Elodie Yung. For those of you that watch my channel at least, and you'll know that that's Elektra from the Marvel Netflix series. She's branching out. It looks like she's getting bigger, and she's gonna be a big Hollywood star now. And God, is she gorgeous, man. She needs to, whoever she's dating, she needs to dump him for me. It's also got Salma Hayek and Gary Oldman. I didn't recognize Gary Oldman, but we'll talk about that in a little bit here. Let's talk about the plot. So basically, Elodie Yung, her character is tasked with transporting an infamous hitman who's played by Samuel L. Jackson. And the plan goes south. They have to hide out somewhere, and then she has to call one of her ex-lovers, which is Ryan Reynolds, to protect the assassin or hitman, whatever. Hence the name Hitman's Bodyguard. That's really the plot. If I could just keep it simple, that's it right there. Ryan Reynolds has to protect Samuel L. Jackson from getting killed. Jumping right into the pros. The first thing I liked is Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I love them both separately, but when you combine the two of them together, wow, you have an incredible fucking duo. They just work together. They just work together because you have two characters who are in their own rights crazy. Okay, Ryan Reynolds has had experiences with crazy. Look at Deadpool. Deadpool's the #1 experience that Ryan Reynolds has had with crazy. He breaks the fourth wall all the time, blah, blah, blah. While Samuel L. Jackson is actually secretly crazy, that helps him play an actually not secretly crazy character. The characters were so well written. They were just like complete opposites to each other. And in a way that they kind of need each other to be, because Ryan Reynolds, their characters in their superhero characters are kind of like opposites, meaning Ryan Reynolds was kind of the calm, not really calm, but the collected one, trying to be organized one, trying to keep things together, which is kind of like Nick Fury. And then Sam Jackson is just fucking chaos and crazy, just fucking batshit crazy, just go with the flow. I will kill anything, doesn't matter. It's kind of like Deadpool. And they work together. They need each other, especially for a comedy movie, And yeah, Sam Jackson says motherfucker a lot, It's crazy, man. It's funny. It's a funny ass movie, I'll say that. The action, I'm gonna kind of gloss over it because there's not much to talk about. I can't really talk about action scenes, but yeah, the action was great. It was fantastical at times, meaning it was a little bit unrealistic, but I mean, they sacrificed realistic moments for either a cool shot or just a comedic moment. So I'm okay with that. It adds to the movie no matter what. The action, nonetheless, was pretty grounded. It's something that, like, with years of training you could probably do yourself. But it was fucking phenomenal action. The action was great in this movie. It reminded me of not so much John Wick. It's like if John Wick was just a little bit more like brutal or grotesque. Not as polished as John Wick, they're kind of characters who are just fighting for their lives and don't have this as much skill as John Wick. But it reminds me of John Wick in a way. Some of the side characters, like I said, Salma Hayek was in the movie. She was fucking funny, man. I don't know how to describe her character. She's just feisty. She has a fire to her, and her character, she says fuck a lot. Like, she swears a lot. She plays Samuel Jackson's wife in this movie, and it just matches his crazy. Her crazy matches his crazy, just like from Deadpool. I'd say Elodie Yung, her character was probably the most like grounded, probably the most real character in the movie. She kind of brings the movie from like way up here to kind of down here. She's the most human character. And then Gary Oldman, I didn't even recognize him. He plays the main villain in the movie, some Russian dictator, I guess, and he's just trying to do some evil shit for his country. I don't even know if it's Russia, but he's just trying to do some evil shit, and he's very sinister. I couldn't even tell that it was Gary Oldman because I had to look past the scars. They gave him like subtle scarring on his face, and he had a goatee too, and he had a Russian accent. Gary Oldman, he's just a fucking brilliant actor, man. I didn't even recognize him. He's phenomenal. Other than that, the only thing that I have for you guys is that the the choreography for the action was great. The cinematography, meaning the way it was shot, the camera angles and stuff, that was great too. And the music, modern movies just seem to have a thing with knowing what kind of music to use. They take what should be like serious and scary scenes and add funny music to it, and it just works, especially for a comedy movie like this. So yeah, the music was great in this. Overall, the ending was the only thing that I wish was a little bit different, because there wasn't as much closure. I know it's a comedy movie and I'm asking a bit much, but I just wish there was a little bit more closure with the ending. If you see the movie, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. The movie just kind of ends with Samuel Jackson and Salma Hayek. I'll leave it at that, and I wish there was more Ryan Reynolds in the ending. That's all I'm going to say about it. Other than that, like I said, the movie was hilarious. It was great action. It was well shot. It was everything. I loved the hell out of it. Just that ending, you know, it's sequel. I want, you know, sequel bait. This is a movie that I wish they kind of set up more for a sequel, but I understand why they didn't. With that being said, 9.5. 9.5. That's fair. You know, it wasn't perfect. There was times where it was slow. There was times where it kind of dropped a little bit too much in the comedy, and it you know, it was a little bit too serious. That's a nitpick though, but it wasn't like a perfect movie. It was a fucking great movie. Like I said, great movie overall. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.